Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, we're live on Instagram and our other platforms. Thank you, everyone. Hope your weekend was good. So, early this morning, I got a message, more like an SOS message. Aunty Etima, okay, think I need to read that message. Um, Hello, Aunty Etima. Please, can you tell me what the boot camp is all about? I'm trying, like, summarize it because I'm trying so hard to convince someone around me to send their teenagers, but they are simply not understanding. I had a good laugh. I had a good laugh because I totally understand what this wonderful parent is going through. And she has already registered two of her children. So she's looking for, that opportunity to get all her friends' children, and all that into the camp. And I said, okay, let me call you. It's not like I cannot summarize, but I need to even understand who this person is, the ages of her children, the gender, and all that. And I realized that this parent has three full-blown teenagers. There's some teenagers I call full-blown. When your teenager is between ages 13 to 18, your children fall within that age range. You have full-blown. I'm not talking about 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. Those ones are still coming. So you have full blown teenagers, and you don't know that teenage is a time for other positive influences in your child's life. There's a challenge with that. And this is not about me or the work I do at the Responsible Teens Academy. Because I asked, does this parents have teen mentors for our children? No. Do they go to other camp and conferences? No. Oh, they are in boarding school, and when they come back, they're totally withdrawn. Exactly why they need to be on camp. So that is the first reason. The first reason why your teenagers need to be on camp is they need an out of home, out of regular church or school, comfortable, already familiar zone. They need to go out of that zone that they already know, so that you can test how it is that they can cope. Remember that our children are just passing through our homes to the main world, to the real world. That real world is fast, is furious. That real world is dangerous. How do our teenagers learn to do dangerous things carefully? How do they learn to relate with people they don't know? How do they learn to navigate their way? These things are caught, these things are experienced. So the bootcamp gives them that opportunity. Now, um, the first reason, aside what I've just mentioned, the first major reason why your teenagers need to be at Ignite Bootcamp is because our first goal there is to create an environment where your teenager can say, I had an encounter with God. I heard his voice. I felt his presence. I I I, I just something happened to me, to my spirit. That's the first reason why your teenagers need to be at Igniting Bootcamp. Number two, group learning. Yes, group learning. Group learning is so efficient for teenagers because they have this feeling of, oh, my mom is always on my neck, mommy back up, excuse me. They have this feeling like, oh, my dad is always lecturing, they're always telling me what to do. Every time there is something to say, something to teach, something to, and that familiarity usually, they are looking at you, you think they are listening, But many times they are actually rolling their eyes as if to say, there we go again. I have teenagers, I know what I'm saying. This applies even to me. And that's why my children don't just come for Ignite, they go for other camps too. Because I mean, at Ignite, I'm not the only one teaching or training and all that. There are other mentors, but it's still a familiar, kind of a familiar zone for them. So they come to Ignite, I mean, your children now, they come to Ignite and they are learning with their peers without you around. And that's why we try to discourage parents from volunteering, because we want these children to just relax and learn with their peers. Group learning, peer learning is highly effective. The children are at a state where they can let down their guards and learn. So, group learning is one of the very important reasons why your teenagers need to be at Ignite. Number three, they have the opportunity to self-express. This has been one of our greatest um, highlights. You would see from our pictures teenagers holding the mic. There's always something to do, always something to say, always an activity to build, team spirit, to get you to express yourself. Self-expression is what we use to teach teenagers how to be confident. More than 80% of teenagers lack self-confidence. Inside their heart, inside their mind, I'm confident, I'm confident. But when you put them in front of a small group, they want to just cow in, they want to just shut down, they want to just run away, and they call it a crowd. I am shy, I have stage fright, etc. But here, the at almost all the activities, the teenagers need to speak up. And this is a rule for us, actually. You are not allowed to not know. You're not allowed to shoulder your shoulder. No, it's not allowed. It's an offense. It's an offense at Igniting's bootcamp to not be in groups, to not speak to others. Nobody is permitted to be alone on camp. It's a camp rule. So you must relate, you must connect, you must you must engage, you must interact. It is compulsory. So we see teenagers coming looking like, I don't want to be here. Who asked me to come here? I don't know how to make friends. I don't want to make friends. I don't want to be here. By the time they are going, this is how they are going. They are going so confident, you can touch it. So self-expression is a big deal. Your children are not going to live in your homes forever. Your children are not going to stay in that school, that familiar school, that church. They're not going to be there forever. They are going to have to go around the world for some reason. How are they going to speak up? Many of them cannot even ask for something that they need. They can't. They don't know how to speak to older people. They don't know how to engage older people. They don't know how to defend themselves, even in a small group. And parents are always looking for the opportunity to jump in, you know, jump in and rescue their children. There's no rescue of camp. Everybody is on their own and they will all be okay. The fourth reason is the activities we have, the teachings we give, the mentoring sessions and all that help your children to have a heightened self-awareness. From these self-awareness activities, they begin to think about their purpose. Many of them leave camp and say, okay, I think I've caught a glimpse of the reason why I was created. Don't ask me how we do it, but we just do it. We've been engraced for it. This is the fifth year. So your teenagers begin to have a sense of purpose. They are very conscious about, you know, the fact that they are not just supposed to be existing, they are supposed to be a blessing, a solution. I know you've been saying it at home, but when they come to camp, it's like a retreat, a time alone, a time where you're not around. So they get that opportunity to think deeply, reflect, begin to ask questions, talk to God about their life, their purpose. I mean, it's their life, right? They need they need to own up. They need to own it. They need to take responsibility for their destinies. Yes, we're there to guide. Yes, we're there to support, to teach, to show, to train, to nurture, etc. But a time comes, and that's why camp is for teens and preteens. They need to actually understand that I was born for a purpose. The fifth reason why your teenagers need to be on camp is because camp is igniting boot camp specifically is a launching pad, actually a test launching pad. So your child would soon be leaving home. Soon, yeah, soon, like soon. Many of us think we have enough time. No, we don't. Some of us have barely 3 years, some 5 years, some 7 years, even 8 years is a very short time for your children to be with you. And soon they are going to be out there in the world. Are they ready? Are they going to cry when there is an uncomfortable situation? Are they going to run away when there is an adverse circumstance? Are they going to shut down when they are rejected? What are they going to do when they cannot eat the food that they are used to? New food. What are they going to do? Are they going to starve to death? So at this point, your child is learning how to be independent. That's why it's a preparatory ground. At this platform at Ignite, your child is learning how to respond to peer pressure, how to navigate negative societal pressure. Everybody's doing it. How does your child go about it? This is very, very important because if you continue to continue to, you know, protect your children, keep them away from the essential non-biological training that they need. I mean, non-biological in the sense that it's neither you nor your spouse or their other parents. Non-family members kind of training. Our children require this. So these are the five reasons that I shared with that parent who was asking me how to convince her children's friends, parents, to bring them in for camp. I want you to share this video with your friends because there are a lot of things that parents take for granted, and I understand. I understand that if you know better, you will do better. However, I need us to understand that we don't have time. We don't have all the time in the world to understand how these things work. You need to just trust us and trust the process, trust what we're recommending. The toughest set of people to deal with as I speak, the toughest set of people we are dealing with are teenagers above 18. In fact, from 16ish, 17, it's already becoming tougher because there are many adults already. So why are you waiting for 6 years, 8 years, and then when there is a problem, because problems will always arise. This is not a negative prophecy. This is real life. Your children are going to come up, spring up surprises. Are you ready? When that happens, who do you come to? Who do you run to? You end up paying huge amounts to see therapists, to see psychologists, counselors. You end up paying so much. And even then, it's not even 100% guarantee because these people are already set in their ways. They have not gone through a system of being accountable and answerable to someone that is a non family member. And so all of a sudden, they sit in front of the therapist and you begin to question them, and they feel like, who the heck are you? Speaking from experience. I am speaking from experience. So I want us to go out there and share with our friends the reasons why our teenagers, their teenagers, need to come on camp. To have a personal encounter with God, to enjoy the benefits from group learning, to learn how to better self express themselves, build self confidence, to begin to discover their purpose, become so self aware that they're able to discover their purpose. Then, of course, get get around to toughen up the muscles that they need to respond to peer pressure and negative societal influence. Thank you so much. Remember that um, you can register immediately. Slots are still open for the three zones. No, Lagos comes first, Abuja comes next, and Port Harcourt comes last. The moment we have our 100 slots, the price goes to the original price. Is a whooping 20% discount that we're giving to the first 100 people. You need to be quick about it. If you cannot make it to the physical camp for reason of distance or convenience and all that, you can join us online. We already have almost 50 people registered for the online category. You can join us online. The online will only be broadcasted at the Abuja camp, which is like our um, our our mother our mother camp. So you can have girls are coming, boys are coming from ages 10 and above. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on this quick live. I hope that you've learned something, and I want you to go out there and spread the news. Remember that one child that derails, that falls, that makes a mistake is a threat to our own children who are on course. So if you think that your children are doing well, that child who is not doing well, who has behavioral problems, who has issues with bad behavior and sinful, immoral behavior, that child is automatically a threat to your child, whether you know that child or not. So this is something that every one of us must come together and do. Thank you so much, everybody. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Um, God bless you. Bye.